Every morning I wake up to a new lie about me. White-faced by a comedian, I am never with my children, that I was Charlie's handler, that I am having an affair with JD, James David, Vice President Vance, Candace Owens, that thinks I murdered my husband. My husband.
But notice how she will address everything except anything that actually matters. She won't mention the text messages.
And then she lied to my face.
She finally broke her silence. After months of WWE entrances, sold-out speaking tours, book deals, and choreographed grief, Erika Kirk finally looked into a camera and addressed her critics by name. Drusky, Candace Owens, the internet, all of you. And what happened next? She didn't quiet the noise. She turned up the volume, because within hours of her response going live, Candace Owens fired back not with a clap, but with a file. New information, new contradictions, new questions that Erika Kirk still hasn't answered. But here's what nobody is connecting. The moment Erika Kirk opened her mouth to defend herself, she may have accidentally handed her critics the one thing they needed most proof: that the story is far from over. Let's set the scene. It has been 7 months since Charlie Kirk was shot. 7 months of silence, spectacle, and a whole lot of questions. And for most of that time, Erika Kirk's strategy was simple: say nothing. Keep the entrances dramatic, keep the books selling, keep the show rolling, because she understood something that most people in her position understand. Silence is armor. But something changed. Maybe it was Drusky's skit. Maybe it was Candace Owens going deeper and deeper every week. Maybe it was the comment sections, the Reddit threads, the Twitter spaces that never stopped asking, who is Erika Kirk? Really? Whatever the trigger was, Erika Kirk decided the armor wasn't working anymore, so she walked out on stage. And before we even get to what she said, let's talk about how she looked, because her critics didn't waste a single second.
Erika Kirk out here dressing like Eminem when he got sober.
The jokes came fast. Imperial officer uniform, Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation, the theatrics, the entrance music, the lighting, all of it once again looking exactly like what Drusky parodied back in March. And that's the thing nobody can get past. Every time Erika steps onto a stage with pyrotechnics and entrance music, she doesn't disprove the parody. She becomes it. She hands Drusky another round of ammunition, gift wrapped with a bow. But forget the outfit for a moment, because what came out of her mouth, that's where things get genuinely complicated.
Every morning I wake up to a new lie about me.
I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
Now, let's be fair for a second. Nobody is arguing that public scrutiny is easy. Nobody is saying that being the subject of internet speculation, parody, and accusation doesn't take a toll. If even half of what she describes is accurate, that is genuinely exhausting. And as a human being, she has every right to feel the weight of that. But here's the problem. She chose this stage. She chose this microphone. She chose the CEO title, the book deal, the speaking tours, the WWE entrance. She chose all of it. And when you choose the spotlight that aggressively, you don't get to be shocked when people look directly at you. What's even more revealing is what she didn't say.
She won't mention the text messages. She won't mention what Charlie Kirk said in his final months. Nope, she won't mention any of that. Instead, 1 minute she's a strong boss babe CEO, and then the next minute she's a grieving widow. So which one is it?
That question, which one is it, is the question the internet has been screaming since day one, and Erika Kirk's response gave us zero clarity. Instead, she did what she always does. She reframed the conversation around her pain, around her victimhood, around the people attacking her, rather than addressing a single substantive concern. That's not a response. That's a redirect. And Candace Owens saw right through it. Here's what separates this moment from every other celebrity controversy you've seen this year. Most people, when they get name-dropped in a public speech, either go quiet or post something petty on social media. Candace Owens did neither. She came back with documents. She came back with context. And she came back with receipts about her own alleged statements, receipts that reframe everything Erika Kirk just said. Because Erika Kirk stood on that stage and told the world that Candace Owens accused her of murdering her husband. She said it with her full chest. She repeated it twice, my husband, Candace, my husband, leaning into the emotional gut punch of that accusation.
I said this, I'm asking everything. First question, why did you murder your husband? cry emoji, cry emoji.
That's the context Erika Kirk left out. According to Candace, that alleged murder accusation was a private joke shared in a private conversation, mocking the very people who were treating every question about Erika as an attack. It was never posted publicly. It was never a formal accusation. And Candace says she has the receipts to prove it. She publicly invited Andrew Colvett and Turning Point USA to release the full conversation chain. She said, and I'm paraphrasing here, "I have nothing to hide. Release it all." That's a bold move, because when innocent people get accused of something, they usually demand silence. They ask for things to go away. Candace did the opposite. She invited more scrutiny. She widened the door, and then she walked through it, because Candace didn't stop at clearing her own name. She started digging, and what she found, or rather what she says she found, is where this story stops being about a comedian's parody and starts being about something much heavier.
When I went into that room, I believed that, Erika was being a little weird, but I thought that I was going to get straight answers, and then she lied to my face.
She lied to my face. 4 words that carry a decade of implication. Because Candace Owens is not some random online critic. She's a media figure with a massive platform who sat across from Erika Kirk in a room and walked away believing she had been deliberately misled. That's not a hot take. That's a first-hand account. And now she's saying new files are coming, new information, new contradictions, new documents that allegedly paint a picture of what was really happening inside Turning Point USA before and after Charlie Kirk was shot. The question is, what's in those files? And why does Erika Kirk seem so desperate to control the narrative before they drop? Let's talk about something that Erika Kirk has never addressed publicly, something that keeps surfacing no matter how many speeches she gives or books she sells: the timeline. Because here's what we know, and I want to be clear. These are allegations and reported claims circulating across multiple platforms. Draw your own conclusions. Charlie Kirk was shot while on stage. In the immediate aftermath, footage surfaced showing his chief of staff, 23-year-old Mikey McCoy, doing something that struck millions of viewers as deeply unusual. While people around him were panicking, while the chaos was unfolding in real time, Mikey McCoy allegedly put his phone to his ear and walked away, calmly, deliberately. And then Erika Kirk went on Fox News and said something that made the internet freeze. She said Mikey called her within seconds of the shooting.
I did, in fact, call Erika momentarily afterward.
He confirmed it himself. He called Erika right after. But here's where the timeline fractures. Because Turning Point USA's official position, released through Andrew Colvett, was that Mikey was not on the phone, that he was shell-shocked, that the phone was just in his hand, that the footage people were analyzing was being misread. So now you have 3 versions of the same moment. Erika says Mikey called her within seconds. Mikey says he called Erika right after. And the official Turning Point USA statement says there was no call at all. One of those things cannot be true. And there is a solution so simple, it almost seems insulting. Release the call logs. Timestamps don't lie. They would clear everything up in 5 minutes. But as of right now, silence. Complete, deliberate, carefully maintained silence. And that silence has a pattern.
You had instructions to call Erika. Charlie had a team that jumped right in there. I know that team.
You have instructions to call Erika. Not you did the right thing. Not you were in shock and you reacted. But you had instructions. Instructions to call a specific person in the immediate aftermath of a shooting, before the ambulance arrived. Now, I am not here to tell you what to believe. That is not my job. My job is to show you what's out there, put it in sequence, and let you connect the dots. But I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't point out that when innocent people get accused of something genuinely, truly innocent people, they release the evidence. They publish the logs. They hold press conferences. They file defamation suits. What has Turning Point USA done? Podcasts, press releases, carefully worded statements, and a very aggressive campaign to make Mikey McCoy sound like the most heroic 23-year-old who ever lived.
My husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
My friend Mikey McCoy, the brilliant 24-year-old who at the time when Charlie was shot was 23 and was a hero that day.
I used to be known as Charlie Kirk's pastor, now I'm known as Mikey McCoy's dad.
He clicked into gear eventually.
He did.
It was amazing. Mikey was a heroic figure on that day.
The amazing Mikey McCoy. The brilliant Mikey McCoy. The heroic Mikey McCoy. Every single time. Every single person. Every single platform. Candace Owens flagged this months ago, and the question she asked then is still unanswered now. When is the last time you heard every single person in an organization attach an adjective to someone's name every time they said it? That's not mourning. That's not admiration. That is a coordinated message. And coordinated coordinated messages don't happen by accident. Now we need to talk about the part of this story that Erika Kirk would very much prefer you forget: the leaks. Online, multiple accounts, some allegedly connected to people inside or close to Turning Point USA, have circulated screenshots and audio that, if real, would fundamentally change everything we think we know about the day Charlie Kirk was shot. These alleged screenshots purport to show a private group chat. The people allegedly in it: Mikey McCoy, several Tapusa staffers, and someone identified only as Ek. The messages, according to those who claim to have seen them, included lines like, "Everything is set. Keep calm if it happens. We've rehearsed this. Make sure cameras stay rolling." And then 4 words that became the internet's obsession: Erika already knows. I want to be absolutely clear. These screenshots have not been independently verified. They are circulating online as allegations. Nobody has confirmed their authenticity. But here is what makes them impossible to simply dismiss. The timestamps allegedly align with the footage of Mikey picking up his phone, and the behavior that followed the immediate PR surge, the coordinated adjective campaign, the deleted social media accounts. It all fits a pattern that people can't stop talking about. And then there's Mikey McCoy's wife. Her name is Eliza, and according to multiple online sources, she was the one who allegedly dropped those screenshots. She posted them without a caption, without an explanation, just 3 words. They all knew. Within hours, her account was gone. Her friends' accounts locked. People who claim to know her say she was advised not to speak. Others say she's scared. Either way, the woman who allegedly broke the script has gone completely silent.
She could step away, take the money, and raise her kids. But choosing to stay in the public eye comes with scrutiny. You don't get to be a boss babe CEO one day, and then when valid criticism starts and people start asking questions, then suddenly you become a grieving widow.
That's the thing about the public eye. It has no off switch. You cannot curate your image on Monday and then cry invasion of privacy on Tuesday. Not when the cameras are ones you invited. Not when the stage is one you built. Erika Kirk filmed intimate moments of her family. She shared them. She made them the centerpiece of her brand. And then when a journalist at a public event captured a moment she didn't control, she called it an attack. She called it dehumanization. But the McCoys filmed the Kirks on vacation, their first vacation together, right before Charlie died. And nobody has explained why.
Staring, the emotion that doesn't fully connect, and people are starting to see through it.
Here is where I need you to pay very close attention, because this moment, this specific moment at the end of Erika Kirk's speech, is the moment that changed everything for me. After the tears, after the accusations, after invoking Charlie's name and the First Lady and President Trump and anyone else who had ever been dehumanized, after all of that emotional weight, Erika Kirk landed on this.
We have to fight. America, she's worthy. I'm choosing to fight. Please choose to do it. God bless you. God bless America.
Please choose to donate. Not please choose to pray for our family. Not please choose to remember Charlie. Not even please choose to stand for truth. The ask, delivered in the same emotional breath as invoking her murdered husband, was financial. That pivot from tears to transactions is exactly what critics have been pointing to since day one. It is the thing Drewski's skit captured before she ever gave this speech. It is the thing every reaction video, every commentary channel, every comment section has been screaming about for months, and she handed them a brand new clip to prove it. This is not grieving. This is not leadership. This is a fundraising mechanism wrapped in widow's clothing. And the more she does it, the more the audience, even her own audience, starts to notice.
And the more she talks, the more people see right through it.
Here is where we are right now. Erika Kirk gave a speech. She named her critics. She invoked her pain. She asked for money. And she walked off the stage believing she had controlled the narrative one more time. But she hadn't. Because Candace Owens didn't sit down. She clarified her position publicly. She released the context of the alleged private joke. She invited Turning Point USA to release every message in that chain. And then she announced that new files are coming. New documents. New information that she says will raise questions that nobody has been willing to ask loudly enough yet. That is not a woman who is backing down. That is a woman who is loading up. And here is the thing about opening investigations, and make no mistake, what Candace Owens is doing at this point is an investigation. Once you start pulling threads, you don't get to choose which ones unravel. The call logs that Mikey McCoy still hasn't released, the first vacation the McCoys ever took with the Kirks, weeks before Charlie died. The footage of Mikey walking away calmly while everyone around him panicked. The alleged leaked screenshots that somebody wants buried. The adjective campaign that every single person inside Tapusa seems to be running on autopilot. The timeline contradictions between Erika's Fox News interview and Tapusa's official statement, and the woman Eliza McCoy who allegedly posted 3 words and then disappeared. They all knew. None of these things have been explained. Not one. And every time Erika Kirk takes a stage and delivers a performance instead of answers, she adds another question to the list.
How dare you remove this joke from its context, okay? You have my full permission. Go Max. Release the entire chain. I have nothing to hide.
That's what transparency looks like. That's what someone with nothing to hide sounds like. Now compare that energy to 7 months of pyrotechnics and deflection. Compare it to a speech that attacked the people asking questions without answering a single one of them. Compare it to a fundraising ask delivered in the same sentence as a dead husband's name. The internet has a long memory, and the people who have been following this story since the beginning, the ones who noticed the hand gestures, the ones who tracked the timeline inconsistencies, the ones who watched the adjective campaign unfold in real time, they are not going away. Drusky opened the floodgates. Candace Owens is now standing in the river, and new files are reportedly on the way. Erika Kirk had one chance to quiet this. She could have been real. She could have been raw. She could have stepped away from the CEO persona for 5 minutes and just been a woman who lost her husband. She could have answered the simple questions. She could have released the evidence that clears everything up. Instead, she walked out in a Janet Jackson costume with entrance music and asked you for money. And that tells you everything you need to know. The mask isn't just slipping anymore. It's on the floor, and no amount of pyrotechnics can put it back. The internet remains undefeated. That's where we are. Erika Kirk responded. Candace Owens fired back. New files are reportedly coming, and the story that was supposed to die months ago just got a second wind. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think Erika's speech was a genuine moment of vulnerability, or was it the most calculated fundraising pivot you've ever seen? And when those new files drop, because at this point it looks like we are going to be here breaking down every single detail. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one, because something tells me the next chapter of this story is going to be the biggest one yet.